Somebody has just had mild traumatic brain injury, a concussion. How do you know when to let a patient go back into the game, or if you need to keep them out of the game, or what do you do?
Well, I think the day of the injury, certainly probably the most critical point or decision-making process is diagnosing the concussion and making sure that you're not missing something more serious. If you ever have any doubt if a person has a concussion or not, we always keep them out of that participation. So certainly anyone who has symptoms or signs of a concussion should never return to play on the same day of that injury.
But the athlete or the person that was hit on the head, he doesn't want to let his team down. He wants to, I'm all right, coach, let me in there. And they sometimes make improper decisions, the athlete, and not listening to the coach or the trainer. Is that common?
It certainly happens. I think it's incumbent upon the athletic trainer or the team physician to not allow that to happen. If a concussion is identified, certainly we remove the patient or the athlete from the game. We often, for example, in the sport of football, will take their helmet away so that they can't go back into the game. We do those kind of things just to prevent the emotions of the game from overtaking the common sense that should prevail.
Can that happen in midget football or elementary school or junior high school athletics, and not just football? I think I make a mistake if I say just football.
Right. Well, certainly soccer is one of those sports that we're seeing more and more concussions.
Why soccer?
Well, there's such a contact collision nature to soccer, including running into other players and heading the ball and hitting the ball with the head. And they don't have the protective equipment that the other sports like football and rugby have, where they may have more equipment to protect themselves. So we're seeing a trend in soccer.
I've heard one of the most common things in soccer is, since they're heading the ball, if two different people go up trying to head the ball, they hit their head instead of the ball.
Sure.
Is that a common avenue of getting a concussion?
Absolutely, yeah. Any sort of collision injury can result in a concussion, and the unfortunate part of that, you often have two concussions instead of one when two players collide. So those are certainly things that we watch for, or mechanisms that we consider as potentially dangerous.
So soccer, football, basketball, do you have head injuries?
Basketball, we do. We see head injuries in basketball, not probably in the number that we see in some of the other sports, but certainly people taking charges, hitting the ground, head on the ground, those sort of things are not uncommon for us to deal with.
A basketball floor is a little bit harder than a football field, and so you certainly get a lot of people with injuries that way.
That is correct.